Taiwan is bursting with heaps of fun places to explore. Join me, Amber Hatfield, as I hit up travel hotspots, soak up some culture, and hunt down hidden gems. Let's go! Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Go. I'm your host, Amber Hatfield, and on today's episode, we're going to be diving into the world of hustle dance. You may or may not have heard of hustle dance. And this week, Taiwan is hosting the Taiwan Hustle Congress, an international event running from February 27th to March 2nd. Dancers from all over the world are going to be coming together to compete, take workshops, and celebrate this energetic and improvisational style of dance. Before the Congress kicked off, I had the chance to sit down with two dancers from the Czech Republic, David and Yuli, who are visiting Taiwan for the event. They shared their passion for hustle dance and told me about why this Congress is such a big deal for them. So first, a quick introduction into hustle dance history. Hustle originated in New York in the early 1970s, created by clubgoers who wanted a partner dance to disco and funk music. It has since evolved and incorporates elements from street dance and has spread internationally. I talked to David and Yuli about the dance, and first David explained a little bit about the history and how hustle dance got started.
The hustle dance is a couple dance that originates from New York from the early 70s, or let's say from the 70s, and it was brought by created by people that wanted to do a couple dance in the clubs. So at that time, it was an era of disco and disco funk that was being played in the clubs, and the dancers that were often also street dancers didn't have any dance that they could dance with a lady, or the guys couldn't dance with a lady, or actually there is no genderification in hustle dance. It was kind of since it was a street kind of culture at the time, or like street people that were dancing this, they didn't care, and it was a lot about freedom at that time. So they were trying to find a dance that they could dance together in the clubs, and many of them were mambo dancers originally, and they definitely couldn't dance mambo dance into disco and disco funk music, so they had to adapt, and so that's how hustle was born at those times. So it was also the time when breaking was growing and starting on the streets of New York. And so many dancers that were able to dance break and were already a good break dancers, they were looking for some other dance that they could dance with a partner in the club. And so all of this is why it became popular at the time. And since then, it evolved. The community, let's call it Latin hustle community, which is the original hustle community, was never really that popular. They were not known much outside of US. In US, it's quite, I think, a standard thing that many people know hustle, but outside in Europe or in Asia, it wasn't really a thing until a street dancer called Jeff Selby from New York started learning hustle from the OGs, let's say. Mm-hmm. And it was around 2012, 2013. And after learning the basics, he started teaching it. And he started teaching it in his own way, in his kind of a street dance way. So he added a bit more, let's say, flavor or this kind of a freedom into the dance. He didn't follow the rules as much as the OG dancers, let's say, or the Latin hustle dancers. And so he created a style called New Style Hustle. And that's how it became a bit more popular, because suddenly his students, street dance students, were learning New Style Hustle from him. And many of these students were actually from different countries around the world. One to mention that is a very important person that brought it to Europe is Miss Bibi and T-Boy. That's their nicknames, that were learning from Jeff at that time, and then they flew back to Europe. And they started in UK. They kind of kicked off a community there. Then they came to Slovakia and the Czech Republic, and that's how we got into it, because we are living there. We are living in Prague. Me, myself, I was dancing street dance in the past, and I saw many of my friends from that street dance era dancing a couple dance, and I was very curious to find out how come street dancers are suddenly dancing in couples to music which is very similar to street dance music. And that's how I learned about hustle and joined the class of Miss Bibi Yuli, actually, the one who kind of brought it to Europe.
David mentioned that hustle has changed over time, but what kind of music do they dance to today? I asked Yuli about that. So what kind of music do you dance to in hustle dance?
Yeah, interesting thing about this style is that it can be danced to different types, including disco, funk, pop, house, even hip hop. So whatever is played, you just adapt your dance and change the styling.
This kind of dance sounds really flexible, and I shared with them that I tried swing dancing before, another kind of partner dance. So I also asked if hustle has this same kind of improvisation. Because I've never really been much into dancing, but a couple of years ago I tried swing dance, which is like a kind of partner dancing, and I thought that was super fun, really, really fun. And there's just so much interaction between you, and you can maybe make things up on the spot like that. Is this kind of what this dance is like?
Yeah, there are basics that you have to follow in order to communicate with your partner. But you can play around, improvise. Like each dance is something new. You come up depending on the music, depending on capabilities of the partner. And it's unique. Mostly the culture of dancing hustle is around socials. So people gather together at the spot, they dance with different partners, and they improvise, less about prepared showcases, more about improvisation.
Okay, that's really cool. So when you say that it's more about improvisation, does that mean that most of the time it's not like choreographed or anything? You just really are making it up on the spot?
Unless it's a competition where it's required to do a showcase.
Okay.
Mostly it's like that.
So it seems like hustle dance is mostly improvisation, but they did explain that there are times where you do choreography.
And you have different categories in the competition, and one of them is a showcase. That's by itself the only one where you actually prepare choreography. The dance itself is mainly known to be freestyle, a social dance. So either in a club or in an event prepared by the dancers, like a social event where you really just go, you have the skill, and you can pick up anyone and dance to any music that is being played.
Dance has always been something that brings people together. People from different backgrounds, different cultures, teaching each other, learning from each other. And that's why Yuli and David are here this time in Taiwan, to be able to attend this conference, attend workshops, and do showcases in front of other people, learning from people from different countries, and just enjoying the dance together and socializing too. David and Yuli shared with me about this year's Taiwan Hustle Congress and what the event includes, as well as what makes this Hustle Congress unique. And so you guys this time are here in Taiwan for a dancing event, which is over the weekend, beginning of March. And can you tell me a little bit about this event in Taiwan?
Yeah, it's called it is the first Asian Congress. So it's the Taiwan Hustle Congress. And the Congress is pretty much the highest level of events that you can have, at least right now in Hustle, which means in terms of the scale, there is expected around 300 dancers coming in from all around the world. The whole event pretty much consists of 3 parts. One of them is competition. There's various categories or divisions, and then ranked also by the level of your skill. So you have 3 levels that you can choose. And in these divisions, you, for example, have a showcase division where you prepare choreography and you showcase it. Then you have the Jack and Jill, which is a category where the dancers are randomly put together. So the leader and the follower, so usually in the couple, you have always one leader and one follower. They are randomly selected and put together, and they have to dance to whatever music is played. And then you have also Strictly, which is a category where you already are in a couple and you start dancing. So you already know who you will be dancing with. But again, the music is selected randomly. So one part is the competition of this event, and the second part is the socials, which is, in other words, parties, and they happen usually during the night. So that's the place where you can really meet the other dancers from around the world, talk to them, dance with them. And then a very important part of this event is actually the workshops. So there is very usually skilled and experienced teachers coming from US, Canada, Japan, and teaching the hustle and their kind of interpretation of hustle, because eventually as the time progressed since the beginning of hustle, it kind of evolved. Like I already mentioned, Jeff Shelby doing New Style Hustle. Other street dancers that picked up this dance put their own kind of signature in it. And so, that's why we are here. It's a very interesting event. We wanted to be part of the first Asian Congress. It never happened before. The congresses, all of them, as far as I know, happened in US in the past.
Okay.
This is the first one outside happening here, and we are here.
I asked David and Yuli if they were going to be teaching any workshops in the Taiwan Hustle Congress, but they said they're not teaching any, but they will be taking workshops and also doing a showcase. We also talked about how David and Yuli are part of a 4-person dance group who is taking part in the Congress and doing a showcase. And so I had a little Google about the Hustle Congress, and I saw that you are from a group. You are like a dance group, right? Called Bad Boys? Bad Guys?
Yeah, we are representing Czech Republic community. We're coming as a group of 4 people. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be showcasing as well as other communities.
Okay. Does that mean that the types of dancing that people are doing in Hustle in different countries is also quite different? Representing the country, you're also representing the kind of Czech style of this type of dance? Is that what it means?
Not specifically. We're just coming from that country.
Okay.
More of in that way. But it can happen that different countries, different communities have like their style differs. But it might happen because of the leaders of the community. If they bring some of their flavor, the dance might change a little bit.
Okay. And so this time you're going to be representing as a group of 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's one more couple with us, and we were invited to represent a community which we come from by preparing a choreography, short choreography, and so we'll be doing our 2 minutes and something of fame at the Congress.
Okay, that's so exciting. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the dance itself. Like, what kind of makes it unique as like a partner dance? Because I'm not really sure how many other kinds of partner dances there are, but what makes this more unique as a partner style of dance?
I would say it's more playful.
Okay.
As we mentioned, you can dance it with different types of music, and people from street styles come to learn it. People from Latin styles can also learn it the same way. And those who had never experienced any dancing can also join. It's very open to everyone.
The communities are usually very welcoming, and that's why we also love to travel and meet those communities. So wherever we are going and we know that there is someone dancing, we try to reach out and meet them. That's how we actually met already the Taiwanese community the last time we were here.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the first time that you've been here to take part in this Congress, but you've been to Taiwan before for dancing?
Yeah, as well, and traveling.
Okay, could you tell me a little bit about that, or what you did last time when you were here with dancing, hustle dancing?
Mm-hmm.
We came for the social only one night in Taipei. It's because the community organizes those social meetings with dancing regularly. So we happened to be in Taipei at that time. So we joined for one night to dance, to exchange and meet the community for the first time.
Yeah, and we connected it with travels around Taiwan. We have a good friend here that we really like, and so it just all worked out well. There is hustle here. There is a friend. There is a beautiful island of Taiwan that we can travel around. So it's that's why we were here last time, and this time when we heard that the event is happening and it's the first of its scale, and we already know the community and that they are super nice, super friendly, lovely people, we definitely wanted to come, and that's the main reason why we are here this time at the Congress.
Finally, I was also interested to know whether David and Yuli would be competing for any kind of prize or any kind of trophy in this dance competition. And one last question about that. So it's also a competition. So will you be competing for a prize to be the winners of this competition? Is that?
We will be competing.
Okay.
Actually, don't know if there is a prize.
There is a prize at the end. I think it's like a free entrance to another event, which is happening later, actually in spring in Prague. There is a free entrance to that if we win. But and so to answer the question, yes, we will be competing as well in the category called Strictly, where we as a couple are strictly together. We don't want to be taken apart.
To finish off our chat, Yuli ended with talking about something that she thinks is a really amazing part of hustle dance and why it's so good to take part in even as a single person without a partner.
Really good part about this Congress or all hustle events in general is that you can come solo. You don't have to come with a partner. It's also an advantage. If you practice in your community, you want to travel somewhere abroad, you can just come and still have a great experience dancing with other dancers.
That's all for today's interview with David and Yuli about hustle dance. Before we wrap it up, I want to say a huge thank you to them for coming in and for sharing their passion for hustle dance with me. It was really great to learn and hear about the history of the dance, where it began and how it's evolving, and also really good to hear their take on the Taiwan Hustle Congress and what makes it a special event, being the first hustle congress in Asia. Another thing that really stuck with me from talking to them was how it seems like hustle isn't just about dance steps. It's kind of more about connection, fostering a sense of community where people can socialize and enjoy themselves, come together. And there's also something really nice about that, how it fosters that sense of community as well. And whether it's in Taiwan or around the world, with people coming together from different places to share in the dance and socialize together. If you're interested in seeing more posts or learning a bit more about hustle dance, you could add the Instagram New Style Hustle Praha, which is where David and Yuli dance in Prague. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as I did talking to David and Yuli, and thanks for listening. I'll be back next week with another episode of Let's Go, so stay tuned and I will see you next time. Bye for now.